in terms
More.
of your ecosystem, right? And so you have a platform and you're sharing your opinion. So give us a little bit about John Alite's opinion on what's going on in current state of affairs and politics.
Well, Value Entertainment, Patrick, I don't know if you're watching.
Yeah, it's huge.
And I did his show with him, and I don't know what I got. I think I got close to 4 million views on that show. But Patrick, I happen to like and respect because he's a gentleman. He's in your face. He asks the right questions. He's very informative, and he touched up on his own show on politics. So I'm going to get why I feel the way I do. I've been in jails. I've been a violent guy. I was involved in the system with some bad cops, some bad prosecutors. I just did something on some of those prosecutors. A warden that chained me to a chair for weeks while I was in solitary confinement because she wouldn't send me out to the hospital. She says that was too dangerous to send out and abused me. So I understand Black Lives Matter. I understand Hawk Newsom. I understand in theory. But here's what I don't understand because I have a ton of black friends. If Black Lives Matter, they matter in Chicago too, where they're killing each other black on black. So you need to address that problem, right? So I'm very vocal about this because it's not right to these kids that are getting killed all over the place and then going to prisons forever. Because if you're going to do the right thing, don't just go one direction. And the other thing is and he's an educated guy, Hawk Newsom. He's a lawyer. I like him. I think he's an intelligent guy. He says he's not behind any of the violence. So you need to get out in front of it if you're not and be more vocal that you're against the violence. But then he misses the mark, right? Here's the mark. You got AOC and Blasio, and they're talking about defunding the police. How about defunding their salaries? Start for who the police department works for. They work for them. So why aren't their salaries getting defunded? Because they're talking about defunding $1 billion in New York, right? Or they just did. How about defunding de Blasio salary? How about defunding AOC salary? How about defunding their pensions? And how about them then talking out front? Then I'll respect them a little bit more that their message is real. Now, why isn't Hawk Newsom going after that? Why isn't he not going after what we really care about as a public, right? We care about the train station. How if you take a train, they clobber you with the cost, or a bus, or the tolls. Start where you can really defund. And then let me hear what, like this imbecile mayor in Seattle did. And just now she wanted to clean up CHOP. So you cost 3 times the cost of money now because you had to send in 90 agencies today since 5 o'clock this morning. So all that money that's wasted could go to the inner cities. So I'm in agreement. I'm the one that talks about inner cities and kids like me. And it doesn't have to be black. It doesn't have to be white. It doesn't have to be Spanish. But I'm not in the belief of giving away anything free, because I think anytime the government does what they do, they keep you under their thumb. So I'm not for big government. That's why I'm against the party. It's not that I'm so, conservative and not democratic liberal. I'm against anybody like the mob that holds you under their thumb and then they control you. See, they want bigger government, but what the minority groups don't understand is bigger government means bigger control of our lives. It means drones in the air. It means more cameras. It means more regulations. And those same mayors are the ones that are telling the police to ticket us and to change, to surcharge us and to stop us. And then they're pointing at the police. So this is back to Machiavelli, like the mob. I understand the mentality. And this is the reason why I'm so aggressive, because I come from those same neighborhoods all the minorities come from. And I'm in agreement with them. But I want opportunities. I want 2 for 1 on you when you're in jail. 2 days, good time for 1 day. I want better rehab, for kids that are coming out, more halfway houses, more ability to get a job after you've been arrested. But you can't blame the police department. I'm completely against this because I was a gangster. I was a criminal. 99% of them are good guys, 98. Some of them got attitudes. So check that and change that. Yeah. But you can't tell me, and the problem is it's a big con on the government's point, because I can, and I've done it with Martin Luther King Jr. and I've done it with Malcolm X. And these guys didn't like a certain party because of the control factor. Just what I said. I says, the more money they give, the more control they have. Do you know the mayors now in Minnesota and the government positions are asking for private security for $4,500 a day? The same they're saying get rid of the police department. This is how full of shit they are. They're asking to have private police security for $4,500 a day. That $4,500 a day could go to the minorities in inner cities and to education and to programs and job opportunities. This is the part where is Hawk Newsom? You're an intelligent guy.